Hi, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming out tonight. You know, it's great to be back in my hometown. Being in my hometown really makes me think about my dad. He used to have these terrible dad jokes. You know, there was this one where, here, let me just tell it. So a moth walks into a podiatrist's office. He sits down and says, hi, I don't have an appointment, but I was really hoping that you could help me. And the podiatrist says, not a problem. As it happens, I have an opening. What seems to be the problem? The moth begins, well, where do I start? I guess the pressure of my chosen profession has been getting to me. I travel every day from town to town, from city to city. Every night I'm in a different venue. Once I finally get finished with the circuit, I stop home for a day or two, and it's back in my car doing it all over again. The pressure to perform only pales to the miserable feeling you get from the promoters and bookers. They control when you work, what time you work, if you work. I mean, one bad night and I might have to wait 3 or 4 hours for my 2-minute shot, or maybe never be booked again. What kept me going for a long time was my girlfriend. I never met a woman with such beauty, style, the most thoughtful and loving person I've ever met. But that changed. When I'm with her now, there's this uncomfortable silence. I look into her eyes now and I see a stranger where I used to see a soulmate. But I was willing to work to fix it. She was my everything, and I didn't want to lose her. So I went out and I bought her a ring. 3 months salary, they say, but she was worth so much more than that. I spent every dime I had. Then that day, the very day I was going to get on one knee and pop the question, well, that's when I drove past the motel on 35. I saw my girlfriend walk out of that motel with my best friend. My best friend, Chet, was like a brother I never had. We met in 2nd grade, and we were attached at the hip since then. After college, Chet started hanging out with the wrong crowd and got involved with drugs, heroin. I found him sleeping at a bus stop about a year ago. I took him in. It took about 6 days for him to kick it. I mean, the withdrawal process was awful. He cursed me. We cried. I restrained him when he wanted to run, but in the end, we embraced. I got him a job with my mother. He became her top salesperson in a little over 3 months. I guess that's why my mom seems to be more proud of Chet than she ever was of me, but I guess my mom never really was proud of me. She was never supportive of what I did. As a kid, she never came to a baseball game or a talent show. She mocks my job and never passes up an opportunity to tell me I'm wasting my time, my life. As a kid, she would punish me and she always overdid it. The punishment never fit the crime. I was locked in a closet overnight on more than one occasion for not clearing my plate or putting a towel in the hamper. I mean, she's always so cold. Somehow, she blames me for what happened to my sister Tina. I could see it in her eyes. I know she wishes it happened to me instead of Tina. My sister Tina was my right hand, my go-to. I guess she was the only person who really ever had my back. I mean, she was talented, man. She was crazy fucking talented. She was a concert pianist. She played at the Lincoln Center a few years back. She always made time to come see me and support me. I think she first noticed her disease when her fingers began to twitch and hurt when she played. Not too long after that, she was in a wheelchair, then bedridden. Each time I saw her, she deteriorated. She lost all motor function, and eventually she lost the ability to speak. But I do remember the last thing she said, though. As I looked down at my poor sister, I said, Tina, I wish I could do something. I feel helpless. Is there anything that I can do? And she looked at me, and with a single tear in her eye, she said, if you could only have come to one recital, one concert, I really could have used your support, but I get it. You had your own life. She never said another word after that. I was riddled with guilt. 2 days later, she died in my arms. These arms that were never there to support her. And my father was there too. As Tina died, he never even took his eyes off the TV. His daughter lay dying, and he couldn't miss a minute of Sports Center. I never saw him stand up for anything. Not for me, not for my sister. He couldn't even stand up to my mother. He let her bully him. She abused me, and he just stood by. He never as much uttered a word, and you know why? It's because he's a coward. My father is a coward, and he always has been. Do you know how I know? Because a coward is what I see every day in the look in the mirror. If I wasn't such a coward, I could just end this all right now. And the podiatrist interrupts him, and he says, "Whoa, hey, buddy. Sounds like you got a lot of problems here. But listen, I'd recommend a psychiatrist. Why'd you come to me? I'm a podiatrist." And the moth says, "Well, the light was on."